So we're now on the 5th lesson of this program I'm designing with hopes of helping people in jail and prison understand just a little bit more about YouTube. As I've mentioned many times before, this is something that would have been very helpful to me as I was beginning my career on my other side of the journey when I was getting out of prison. Most of the people that are going to be watching this video, of course, will have a lot more knowledge than I had about the internet and about YouTube and about videos because they knew about it before they went in. Of course, the internet, YouTube, none of that was available when I went to prison back in 1987. So I had to learn everything. And that's why I'm so grateful to Ro Clausen for taking the time to help me learn what she's been doing to grow an amazing YouTube channel. And also that she's been so helpful in just reaching out and talking about, well, what tactics and strategies is she using to continue growing and teaching people who want to learn a little bit more about the prison experience. And that's what she's doing with her show on strong prison wives and families. But of course, I'm making this for people who are locked up, who are in custody right now. And I want you to know that during this interview, you're going to learn a few things. And on the other side, I'm going to show you what I implemented after listening and learning from Ro. And you're going to see an actual live project. So, as you're watching her show, a couple of things that I want you to pay attention to is she gives some information about filming on a camera. Because a lot of people, if you're going to be building a YouTube channel, you're going to be using nothing more than a smartphone and a camera. But she said, and this is something I had to learn the hard way, is that if you film vertically, you're going to notice that you get those bands on either side of the phone. And all you have to do is if you turn it this way, you get a much more pleasing picture. It took me a long time to figure that out because it's more intuitive to be going this way. But the reality is by filming this way, you get that landscape photo and it makes all the difference. So I just wanted to show you that because you'll be able to see it when she's giving the tutorial, but we didn't have the prop while she was talking, so you may not have understood it. So this is what she means when she says film horizontally versus filming vertically. Other notes that I took in here is that before you start a video, make sure you do your research. We've covered that in a couple of the previous lessons. And when you're doing your research, use an incognito window. And an incognito window, just so that you know, is going into, I'm going to use Chrome. I'll use Safari this time, for example. If I go into Safari, this window, whatever I plug in here, Safari, which is owned by Apple, is going to know all of my other search history. And because they know my search history, it's going to influence what they show me. But if I go up here to the top of the window and I hit a private window, that's an incognito window. There is no memory here whatsoever. So that's what she's talking about when she says search in an incognito window when you're doing research, so that your previous searches do not influence what you're going to learn as you're looking for the type of program to profile. She also mentioned this website as a resource called Answer the Public. Now, answerthepublic.com. I can't spend a lot of time on this because you'll get bored. It is a very, very long process to go through it, but I'm just going to quickly show you how it works. So if I were to hit something I want to film a video on, I want to film a video on prison, just say something to do with prison. What are people searching for? So when she was talking about doing research, this is what she means. And it's kind of a clever way because that's kind of what happens, what you're thinking, right? That's what you see that guy doing on the screen there. But if I type prison, I want to do research, I hit search. Now it's going to start going into algorithms and it's going to be looking for something. Oh, wow. Looks like I have to pay for this now. Oh, no. It's going right there. Prison questions. Okay. So it's looking for questions. There's 80 questions. Let's see if I got the data. There it is. That was that screen that she was talking about. So let's scroll this up a little bit and make it bigger if I can. I hope you can see that. But these are videos that I might want to, these are subjects that I might want to film a video on. Will prison break? I don't know. I can just look. Will, where, when, why, can prison staff be furloughed? Can prison officers sign passports? So apparently there are people looking for content on this. Okay, WHO prison health. What prisoners is Joe Exotic in? Oh, that's interesting. So she mentions that also. What prison is SJN. I don't know. But you can look at these kinds of things here. If that's what I wanted to film a video on, I might look at this and figure out, okay, which videos should I make? And that's what she was talking about, is about using this as a resource. So what is really important is that you do your research before you go in there. Use Google, use Amazon. She speaks about using trends and then making videos in accordance with those trends. So I just wanted to tell you about that. Then I'm going to show you on the other end of this video how I applied that into a video that I just made this morning, and I want to walk you through that entire process. So now let's listen and learn from Ro.
So when I searched prison wife, I saw all of these red flag videos that came up, red flags in a prison relationship. So I took notice of the thumbnails. I took notice of the way they were titled. I took notice of, so look at the second one. She filmed this on a phone. You could tell because she has those black bars on the side, and it's just this teeny tiny little image because she filmed in portrait mode. So that right there is a really quick pro tip. If you're filming on your phone, you can get beautiful videos on your phone, but you want to hold your phone this way in landscape so that image takes up the whole entire screen. And if you film this way, you'll have black bars just like this girl does here. It's not aesthetically pleasing, and people don't click those as often, and they don't watch those videos as often. It just looks a little amateur. It's not pleasing to the eye. Okay, that's just a side note. So I saw these videos and I said, people obviously are finding these. This girl has 27,000 views on this video and she only has 2,000 subscribers on her channel. So I watched each video. I figured out how I was going to make mine better. I used props. I used a unique background. I was overly fun and bubbly because a lot of those other videos were very stale and boring. And I made my thumbnail that would pop and stand out from the rest. I could show you some of this video if you want to watch it, but I don't know that it's too relevant. And then you'll see, look where I'm ranking now. I'm at the top. And then look, there's a note. I decided to make this a themed video, so I did red flags in this relationship, but I also did, nobody made this video, green flags. What's green lights to move forward? So my green flags video is also ranking among all of those now as well. Here's a tip too. When you're searching to see where you're ranking among all these other people, you need to search in an incognito window. Otherwise, Google and YouTube are so smart. The algorithms are so advanced that they know who you are. They know exactly what you're searching for. They know exactly what you've searched for however long, even on your phone, if you're logged into Google accounts. So if you're in an incognito window, that's a clean slate, a fresh screen. So it's not associating anybody with the person searching. So you'll get more accurate results when you do it that way. And that's how I discovered both my videos were ranking there and my red flags video was at the top. So another way that you could do research is just go to Google and search for your niche on there. So I search for prison wife and I see what comes up. Look at, if websites come up, look at those FAQ pages. What are people asking on those pages? This little block right here is so helpful. What do you call a prison wife? That doesn't really make sense, but how do you deal with a prison wife? So I could say, how do I deal with being a prison wife? How do prison wives deal? Can I marry somebody in jail? That's a video that I did that made, I still get so many views on that video. How can I help him? How can I help my man in jail? That's another good video idea. So just take notes. You're going to keep a running list of all of these ideas that you know people are searching. They're out there. And these are videos that you can make in the future. Also, look at people's blogs. What are they talking about? Look at articles. That's great for us because we're dealing with law. We're dealing with laws that constantly change. We're dealing with a system that isn't always just. So look for those articles. You could do reviews on those articles. You could be the first to announce things. Also for us as well, this niche, but for anybody really, the news tab of Google is great too. Also, don't forget to click on Google Images. One of my videos I did was all about responding to memes. So you can have fun with this as well. Keep writing down all of these ideas and keep that running list because it comes into handy when you're, especially if it's somebody filming every single day and you have writer's block. You could just refer to that list and you have a list of hundreds of videos that you can make. Another resource that's really cool is called Answer the Public. So it's kind of slow. So I did this before this class. You go into the front page, which is really easy to follow, but I can't do it again because I already had it open because this took about 5 minutes to do. So you just type in I typed in, I think, prison, and it gives you this wheel of questions that people ask. When's prison break coming back? That's not really beneficial to us, but what prison is Bertie Madoff at? These are like where questions right here. Prison where Bill Cosby is. Then there are questions. Are prison officers, emergency workers, are prison and jail the same? That's a video I made that got tons of views. Are prison visits recorded? And this wheel is all of these ideas of questions that you can answer in your video because you're the expert on that topic. This is so helpful. And then the next place that we probably would never think to search would be Amazon. So go to Amazon and search books in your area, in your niche, and then read the reviews. What are people asking in those reviews? What are people saying in those reviews? Look for trigger words, look for themes, write them all down. So another thing you could do is hop on trends. These are timely, buzzworthy videos. You want to strike when the iron is hot. Typically, these videos are reactive and you have to make them quick. So an example would be, there was a video that an inmate in Elkton released during coronavirus. He was probably 2 feet away from 2 roommates that had it. So I hopped on that and I released this video really quick. And I think that one had like 5,000 views right off the bat. Also, you can hop on Tentpole Events. What Tentpole Events is those are events that cause buzz in your industry, and you can ride the coattails of that traffic. So it's buzz either a few weeks before and then during and then a few weeks after. So an example would be for my niche would be when the movie Just Mercy premiered around Christmas time, I made a video. Or recently when the Tiger King blew up in March, I made a video about that as well. Resources to find trends are Google Trends, the news tab in Google, traditional media, or social media. Another way is collaborations. Collaborations build authority and credibility. So I did a collaboration with a bigger YouTuber in my space, and I gained a few thousand subscribers just from the day she posted that video. You can also do a form of a collaboration by what's called authority hacking. So you can talk about a person in your video, put their name in your title. It's somebody you've never even met that doesn't even know you exist sometimes. Like, for example, I used Alice Marie Johnson's name in my title when I reviewed her book. People use Oprah in their title all the time. Here's another example. For my birthday, I wanted to do a special video. So I wanted to make a prison birthday cake. So I searched prison birthday cake and I made the top 2 cakes that came up by 2 separate large channels. And I did like a bake off of both of these prison recipes. Well, one person was Christina Randall, and she saw it because I tagged her in it. She found my video, she shared it on her Instagram, and from that, we became friendly. She invited me to do a collaboration on her channel, and she has 500,000 subscribers. So you can also meet people in your little niche, in your area, and it doesn't even have to be in your area. It could be people that just have an audience. Now, you can go after the Christinas that have 500,000. That was honestly luck for me. You probably want to stay within the range of people who are either close to you or maybe you have a little bit less and they have a little bit more. It's going to be easier to get those collabs, but shoot for the stars. See who you can collaborate with, and you will get some subscribers from those videos. And plus you can make friends in your area. Okay, so resources for you to do these collaborations and more of that authority hacking would be books. You could do reviews, you could do suggestions, you could do favorites. TV shows. So for example, I reviewed the TV show on ABC called For Life. I've seen people do reviews of 60 Days In. You could do documentaries and docuseries like Kim Kardashian's recent documentary called The Justice Project. Also, The Innocence Files is something that was recently released on Netflix. Movies, Just Mercy, like I just talked about. Newsletters that you're getting from people that you subscribe to, people in your area, businesses in your area, and also media and social media. So where can you come up with video ideas in your daily life? For example, I'm crazy and I'm constantly thinking constantly thinking, because I love doing YouTube videos so much, that I'm constantly thinking in everyday life, how could that be a video? How could that be a video? So one time I was working out, or I was running, and as I'm running, I'm thinking about how this is kind of a metaphor for my life as prison wife. It's really hard. I just want to get to the finish line, and I have to get through all of this pain. I'm by myself. I'm alone. It's all of these metaphors. So I developed this prison wife lessons from my workout series, and I had so much fun with it. It was videos that I wanted to make. I work out constantly, and it was just fun for me, for my viewers, and it's a theme. So now I have a series going on my channel. So my videos are cross promoting each other, and I'm going to start showing up in the suggested videos like we were talking about earlier, next to my own videos. So here's the thing. You want to hack yourself as well. What do you want to talk about? Then once you figure out what it is you want to talk about, learn the art of fitting that into your research. So for example, I love fashion. When I go to visit, I create visit outfit of the weekend videos. And here's a bonus. You can add affiliate links. For me, I could in those videos where I got the outfits, the clothing, the jewelry, the shoes that I was wearing, and get some compensation for all of your hard work, especially if you're not monetized yet, if you're not partnered yet on YouTube. Here's another one. I also love makeup. So I do reviews on the show for life, like I was saying earlier, while I do my makeup. My viewers love it, but here's why. My analytics, you have to constantly be in your analytics and look at those numbers. My analytics tell me that my audience is 91% women, ages 25 to 44. Usually that demographic is interested in those topics. But here's my second clue. They ask me for it frequently. So I have to fit it within my niche, because here is the most important part. It's the trick. You have to stay within your niche or you will not get views. Here's an example. I created a health related video because I'm also a health nut. I created it about making elderberry syrup, and that's it. All I did in that video was make elderberry syrup to help people build their immune system to prevent getting the flu during flu season. But it didn't go well at all. Although my subscribers do ask me about my healthy habits all the time, that's not why they came and subscribed to my channel. That's not the content that they want to see. So what I did in turn, after I made that video and it basically flopped, is that I experimented. And I did a what I eat in a day traveling to visit video, and it got me double the amount of views, because it's still what I wanted to talk about. It's something that I love, but it also is within the niche and why people came to my channel. Now I gave them ideas for what they can do to eat healthy when they're traveling to see their loved one. That's why they're here. And another example, I created a video when I got a peel on my face because my viewers asked me about my skincare routine. That one also tanked. Since I still get asked about my skincare frequently, I need to figure out how to keep it niche relevant. So what I'm doing is I'm in the process of creating a video about my skincare routine versus a female inmate's skincare routine. This is also an example of authority hacking, because Jessica, who you see down here in this video, has nearly 300,000 subscribers that I can potentially get suggested alongside her video if I optimize this idea the right way. And let me just clarify, because she made a video about prison skincare. That's why I'm trying to jump on that trend, talk about my skincare that people are asking for, but do it in a way that's relevant to my topic of my channel and why people came to see me. And we'll talk more about optimizing our channel in a future lesson.
Okay, now I'm going to show you exactly how I used Rose's excellent guidance to create a new program. And that early this morning, you're going to see, I'm going to pull up my YouTube channel right now. And early this morning, I began, here's my channel. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Prison Professors. That's the easiest way for me to get there. I guess the easiest way would be to go to YouTube, but I'm going to go to YouTube. And I'm going to hit, there's my channel. So I'm going to hit on my channel right there. And that comes up the YouTube channel. If you are facing a government, that's the trailer that's playing right now. If I click on videos, you will see the video that I clicked earlier this morning. And right there is the video. It's called, oh, I want to go back so that you can actually see the video itself. I would like you to be able to see. I'm hoping that you're able to see. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah. I want to make that bigger because I want you to see the thumbnail. Now, one of the things that she spoke about is the importance of making a good thumbnail. So this and getting a good title, getting married in prison. My husband served 26 years in prison. He gave me everything. So I started this video because I was listening to Ro and learning from her and then doing research, and I noticed that she and the others that she'd mentioned had a lot of videos about wives and girlfriends and what's it like for them who have loved ones in prison. So I think in business in general, it's good to be thinking about the people, the customers that you want to serve and not about yourself. So most of my work is really talking about strategy and things of that sort. But here I want to think about, well, who might be interested in finding my work? And my work includes things like books and books that I teach, which some of you may have. And so one of the things that I have been doing is recording every day this book in an audio podcast. So if somebody comes to my website and they hit podcast here, they go to Earning Freedom and they can get the entire book for free just by clicking these videos, these chapters here. And if they click the chapter, it takes them right to the audio podcast and they can listen to it in various segments because some of the chapters are rather long. So if they click the podcast, they go to the iTunes channel. So every morning I've been recording this, and Carol came down, my wife, and she was filming me because I guess I woke her up. I start working around 4 a.m, and I woke her up by reading this, and she heard it about our wedding. So what she did is she came down and started filming me. So that she could profile to somebody else how hard I'm working. I told her, hey, let's use that video to show people exactly what I have to do, and we'll create a video out of that. So then I did every process that Ro taught. I created a thumbnail, okay? Then I created, notice here, this is starting off as a trailer, and I'm going to let you hear it, what Carol is doing. So she comes down long before the due date.
I'm sneaking up on him.
I'm really relying upon Carol, as I always do. She is my partner in everything that I create. And I'm reading this copy of my book. Then I broke, which she called the pattern interrupt. And now I'm talking about what I am doing, what she was doing. And then after you see me doing this, like I give this thing about what is going on, right? What's happening here? Then she took my phone and surprised me and filmed this entire video, which kind of shows how I work from here. And so I thought it might be something that you'd like to see. I was just so happy to have seen this with Carol, and I wanted to share it.
It's early on a Sunday morning, and I can hear Michael downstairs. He's working. I know he's been working since about 4 this morning, as he does every day. And he's putting Earning Freedom into an audiobook. And as I listen, I remember the moments that he's reading about like they were yesterday. But it's 2020, and we are very, very fortunate to live in this beautiful home. But the home is a factory, and this is where Michael works every day, 7 days a week, to produce content and products and services that contribute to the lives of people in jails and prisons, and for people who want to learn how to live a values-based, goal-oriented life. It's really his passion. This is a picture of his mom. She passed away in 2017, but it was great. He got to spend time with her when he came home while she was healthy. So I just wanted to share with you a little sneak peek of where we live and kind of the way our house is really set up for always working. He works all the time, so I frequently will find him working here. This is a really cool area, and I feel really lucky. Michael's always made a commitment and a promise and a pledge to take care of our family and provide for us and live as an honorable, law-abiding, contributing citizen. And that's what he's done. And the outcome of that hard work is that we do get to live in a beautiful house like this, but you can see there's cameras here. So our living room is frequently a studio. These are professional grade cameras that he uses to film. But we have it's a really lovely, lovely home, and it's because of his hard work. And I wanted everyone to see what happens and what can come from a commitment to always doing your best to live that message. I can hear him. He's talking about the time he was in Taft. It was in mid-2008, 2007. If you listen, you can hear what he's reading.
It's a new book that she's co-authoring with Kevin Reitz, a law professor from the University of Minnesota. Professor Peter Celia is one of the nation's most
sneak up on him. I hijacked his phone. He doesn't know that I'm doing this. Sometimes we film outside.
Legislators and other government leaders.
Nice.
So you can see she's filming and she's showing the people how I work. And this was a tool. And so when she showed me the video, I said, well, let's try and use that video. It's something different, something that I don't generally do, which is show my personal life. But look at here. These were all the tags that I used. So I went in there to find all of the tags. And then I think it's also important to see, look at the very lengthy description that we worked on. I initially wrote a draft. I'll show you how I did it in a moment. But that's the big description that talks about the entire video, what's in there. It includes links to my books that people can buy. The tags, these are all of the tags. So I profiled a lot of the people that she mentioned in her course, and I looked them up on this great tool called TubeBuddy. And that's how I found which video to do. I went to Keyword Explorer, and I think I typed in there, my husband went to prison or something like that. Search something like that. And then it gave me some information that said, oh, you can do really well on this particular keyword. You have a good chance of ranking very highly on something like that. So then I said, let's write the content. And then I went to write the content. Let me see if I could find it here. Window, open recent. Okay. So I wrote it initially here, and then I had Carol. Then I sent it to her. So I wrote an initial draft for her. I said, okay, let me try and write this using what Rose suggested. And I took all of the tags and I put them all into the description. And then I sent it to her. I said, so it's going to be in your voice. So you write it. So then she wrote it in her words. And all of this information is what goes into this description. But what I'm trying to show, and then I had to go and make a high quality thumbnail, which she spoke about, and put a label on it. And initially we did this one, and I called it Married in Prison, but then she got somewhat concerned. She says, hey, you know what? It might not make sense. You're a guy and you're talking about I married my husband in prison, and it might leave the wrong message. So we changed it to Getting Married in Prison, and that is actually a picture from our wedding in prison with my little sister and my mom, and who the mayor or something like that from the town who came in and performed the wedding ceremony. And that's inside of a federal prison's visiting room. So that was the story of how I used Rose teaching to build a video. And this is kind of a case study. We're going to kind of see, I just published this, and we're going to see how well it performs. I just published it a few minutes ago, and now it's got a total of 2 views. So it's not performing too differently from most of my videos, but I'm going to test it. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Use these lessons to help you accomplish your goals. Do your research first and keep at it. And I'll be back with some more training from Ro in the coming videos. Thanks.